somebody looking for Jaguar Wright. Who? Brian McKnight with a defamation lawsuit that he trying to put in the papers because he can't serve her. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you just can't say any old thing about celebrities without proof. I knew it was coming. Let's get into some of the straight game.
Blackjack. Life is like those cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy Delray Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification button, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, whoa. Brian McKnight is looking for Jaguar Wright. He got a lawsuit for her, man. This is serious, man. Look, I told you guys before, Jaguar Wright had been out here, she was kind of like the poster child for, she was going viral, a lot of things that she was saying, and I kind of called it, what it was. It was kind of like shock jock. It was these bold claims about various things, right? Like I say, peace and blessings, everybody. Your boy Delray here. Like I said, we bringing you the truth, right? The culture and the courtroom receipts, if they are available, make sure you like, share, subscribe, because today's topic, it's a spicy one, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the legendary R&B singer Brian McKnight, who is now taking his battle with Jaguar Wright to the California courts, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they want you to come to California, Jaguar Wright. And let me tell you, this ain't about no music royalties, no tour dates, no album beef. This is straight up defamation, lies, and legal chess. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Brian McKnight versus Jaguar Wright, right? Now, according to the court filings, ladies and gentlemen, Brian McKnight filed a defamation lawsuit against Jaguar Wright back in April, right? Back in April. The reason? Jaguar Wright allegedly posted false statements online accusing Brian McKnight of abusing his ex-wife, Julie McKnight, and even going as far to claim that he hired sex workers to harm them during alleged encounters, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Jaguar Wright said about Brian McKnight. Right? Now pause right there. Because when you put accusations like that into the public sphere, right, about a man with a 30-year career, platinum records, and a household name, that's not just gossip, right? That's career assassination. And Brian McKnight's lawyers are saying enough is enough. Enough is enough, right? So like I said, the legal roadblock that they've been going through, right? Here's the kicker. The case can't even move forward yet. Why? Because Jaguar Wright has allegedly been dodging the paperwork like it's a bill collector at tax season. Like I said, she been dodging the paperwork like it's a bill collector at tax season, right? Process servers are pulled up to a Phoenix address 6 times between May and August. On one visit, the blinds moved, the blinds in the window, the blinds moved, but nobody answered the door. Another time, somebody in the house straight up said, ain't no Jaguar living here. Only Panthers and Cougars. They say, ain't no Jaguar living here. Certified mail failed also. So they tried to do it through the process server. They tried to do it through certified mail. All of those failed, right? So Brian McKnight's lawyers, Ryan Saba, put it in writing, right? It is apparent that Wright is evading service, and because of that, they're asking the judge for permission to serve Jaguar through newspaper publication. Yes, you heard me right. Service by publication in the Arizona Republic newspaper, if you will. Well, not only me covering this, like I said, because it is national news, if you will, but more importantly, you have a number of hip-hop websites also covering this. So Jaguar, I know it's tough, but you got to answer that paperwork or you're going to get a default judgment. You just can't go around saying anything greasy about people just to get clicks and views. I get it. I understand it. And now, we really haven't seen it. If you have, it ain't doing the numbers that it used to do from that perspective. So like I said, the legal game, a service by publication. Now let me break this down in plain language, because a lot of folks don't understand the legal chess move here. Under California law, if you show the judge that you tried everything to serve somebody and they keep dodging, the court can allow you to publish a legal notice in a local newspaper once a week for 4 weeks straight, right? And after that, whether Jaguar reads it or not, it counts as service. So they're going to try to put it in the Arizona Republic newspaper. They're going to try to, for 4 weeks straight. And after that, like I said, whether Jaguar Wright reads it or not, it counts as service. Meaning Brian McKnight can finally move forward with his lawsuit, with or without her stepping in the courtroom voluntarily. That's checkmate in the legal playbook, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, we must be clear about what's going on. Let's talk about the larger. Let's zoom out for a bit here and talk about the large issue, right? Why it matters. Now, whether you love Brian McKnight or you stand with Jaguar Wright, this case is about something bigger: accountability. Say it with me again: accountability. In the internet age, we live in a time where people go online and hit the live button and accuse you of the wildest things without proof. I've been telling people that for the longest time, right? But see, when the courtroom gets involved, it ain't about clicks. It ain't about followers no more. It's about evidence, testimony, and truth under oath. And if Jaguar Wright really believes everything she's saying, then step in the courtroom, answer to that complaint, and fight it head on. Why is she running now? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that Jaguar Wright is running now because a lot of what she says was simply not true. Because if it was, she'd be willing to accept the lawsuit, go in there, file a countersuit, right? And be able to get damages based on the fact that Brian McKnight is suing her frivolously, if you will, right? So now, but if you duck and dodge, the law is still going to catch you. Most people don't understand. The law is going to catch you. And that's what Brian McKnight is banking on right now. Like I said. So here's my final thought, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't just about Brian McKnight and Jaguar Wright. This is about what happens when social media smoke turns into real legal fire. This is what happens when social media smoke turns into real legal fire. Brian McKnight said, I'm not letting you play with my name, my legacy, or my livelihood like that. And he's moving with legal precision. Jaguar Wright, we're going to see if she faces this head on or if she keeps playing hide and seek with the courts. Either way, Straight Game TV over here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep you updated because this one ain't over. Drop your comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think Brian McKnight is protecting his legacy, or do you think Jaguar Wright is being silenced by legal intimidation? Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Put it into the comments. Like I said, once again, this is very important. But I said it a long time ago. I'm like, man, you know, she was saying the thing about Christopher Williams in relation to Diddy when the Diddy subject was hot. I'm like, nah, Christopher Williams not that guy. And then you go follow the timeline, and a lot of what she said wasn't true, right? And she didn't even understand that Sarah Vaughn was Christopher Williams' auntie. And she's saying all of these things about how he had to do all of these unsavory things to Diddy to get a record deal. And it was all lies, man. It was all lies. Like I said, once again. So, like I said, somebody looking for Jaguar Wright. Who? Brian McKnight with a defamation lawsuit, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy Delray. Straight gang.
They said Tupac was untouchable, but behind the walls of Rikers Island, he was just a man, wounded, watching his back, and wondering who he could trust. He survived bullets, betrayal, and isolation behind bars. But what happened inside those walls has never been told until now. In the darkest corner of Rikers, he found betrayal and a brotherhood no one saw coming. These dudes smiled in my face, then flipped and tried to kill me, and I never saw it coming. They were Puff's security, Biggie's muscle, Henchman's people, and Tupac knew exactly who sent them. This is the side of Tupac Shakur the world never got to see, told by the man who lived it with him, not in the studio, but in a 6x9 cell. The rap battles, sex and drama with female guards, the tears, the silence after Jada Pinkett's visit, and the moment Tupac almost broke. Before Death Row, before All Eyes on Me, before Machiavelli, there was Rikers. Behind the Walls with Tupac Shakur, available now on Amazon. Get your copy. Learn the truth.